road, and we're ready to go racing tonight as they get in order coming down the front straightaway. Green flag is out here at Iowa.
I know what a huge thrill it was for Brody Kostecki to get this pole here. See if he can lead this first lap.
Daniel Suarez taking it down to the inside in turn number 1. He'll pick up a couple of spots early.
Already side-by-side racing around this racetrack. Ben Rome's hanging in outside. Kostecki's going to have that lead.
Kostecki will take the lead coming off at turn number 4. He will go by the number 41 and take the top spot as Ben Rhodes drop back to second.
Cars continue to run. You can see the bumps down there in 1 and 2 over top of the tunnel. Very, very tricky part of the racetrack.
Phil, the first 4, I guess all the way back to 8th, have gotten to single file now, but behind them still a lot of side-by-side battle. Cole Custer in the 00 going to the high side.
Remember last year, Cole Custer dominated the second tire, Ray. You know, we talked about that at the top of the show. You really want to save that right front tire. This is pretty early, so it wouldn't surprise me that Kaz may have run over something. You can see that tire now is just about, just deflated, and a lot of damage to that Oslink Chevy for Turner Scott.
Boy, that right side of that car is hammered. Let's see if we can get a look at it.
Right in the middle of your screen there. He's going to come off. You see the sparks. That right front tire went down. Nothing he could do about it, Ray. It just turned hard right and made some pretty significant contact with a safer barrier.
Thank goodness that those barriers are around that part of the racetrack. That certainly saved him from a lot harder hit.
Out against a very strong field at Richmond. Ooh, got another car against the wall.
Crash over in turn number 1. Eddie McDonald in trouble.
Tough break for Eddie. Our Bristol winner from this year. Looks like another situation, Ray, where maybe the right front tire went down.
Make it a little harder to read Grimm Construction on the hood of that car. Also has MS on the quarter panels, and looks like Giles Thornton got a little piece of that.
It's obviously trailing a lot of smoke. That 12 car. He's making his way towards pit road.
Looks like Eddie's okay. He's got the window net down. That is the sign to the safety crew that he's all right. Pretty hard hit here as we look back at it.
Already into the outside wall here, but looked like the angle and where he hit the outside wall, it could have been another right front tire situation.
That time Eddie made the contact right in the center of the corner. We saw Kaz Gralla do it coming up off, but nevertheless the right side of both race cars pretty much used up early on in the running here at Iowa Speedway.
The tunnel.
Oh, and Brandon McReynolds is hard into the turn 1 wall in car number 16. He is looks like maybe the exact same situation. We now see the 3rd car tonight with a real flat right side.
Yeah, and the cars all look exactly alike. Tough break for Brandon McReynolds. Had a great run going this year in the West Series. Well up there in points, having some great strong top 5 finishes, but unfortunately it's going to be a premature end here for Brandon.
Brandon came in just 9 points behind Greg Pursley. And our camera gets back, and boy, he went in there pretty straight and pretty hard.
Yeah, you see that angle. That's when the right front tire goes down. The driver can turn the wheel as hard as he wants to the left, and nothing's going to happen when when you can't lean on that right front tire. So tough break for that Napa car.
Brandon McReynolds races on the West Series, but works on East Series cars throughout the course of the week. So living his dream here in racing, but tonight it's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, I think this caution comes up close.
Wow, and once again down the front straightaway. Two rows.
I thought Nick Drake was thinking about making it for trouble.
Haley gets sideways. He's going to be into Custer. Custer will spin down to the inside, and Brody Kostecki gets right into the side of the number 98. Staropoli's involved, and also the number 21 of McKenna Bell.
Looks like a lot of damage to Brody Kostecki's 43 car. You see the hood where it's wrinkled there. What a tough break for a great run for Brody Kostecki. You see the right front tire. Looks like it has some issues. Suarez, the 6 car, also involved.
Kostecki's car looks like it got the worst of this. They needed some ARCA plate on the front hood of that thing.
Yeah, what a tough break. Racing with heavy hearts tonight for Brody Kostecki and his family.
They were 3 wide, Phil, coming down the front straightaway, but not just 1 row, 2 rows deep, and I think that's where it got started. Looked like Haley may have just lost a bit of control, but as Haley was sitting sideways on the racetrack, Kostecki come in there and hit him hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably terminal for Brody Kostecki. He may be able to patch it back together, but see all the cars that were involved in this accident, a lot of good top 10 running cars here. Cameron Haley, Kostecki, Austin Hill was in the top 10. Suarez, Cole Custer, Ronnie Bassett also involved.
I didn't notice that Austin Hill was in there, but maybe we'll see what happened to him when we get a replay. Yeah, you're right. Significant damage on that Camry. He's going to go right to the garage area.
Yeah, tough break for Brody Kostecki.
Pole winner tonight, in trouble. Let's look back at it. You see this 3 wide down to the inside. Brandon Jones is hugging the yellow line, and Haley gets in there, makes a tiny bit of contact with that Napa 00.
He got a little bit loose, Ray, and he had to chase it up the hill. When he did, that was just enough to get him into the left rear quarter panel of the 00 Cole Custer, and everybody else had absolutely nowhere to go. The Austin Hills down there on the apron, and the 22 go watch. He just gets sideways right there and then chases it up the hill, and that's when the contact comes.
Looks like Jay Beasley may have gotten into the back of Austin Hill slightly, just a little bit there. You see the 44 with contact, and right behind them, Mayhew coming through on the bottom side of the racetrack, able to avoid the entire incident.
Yeah, Brennan Newberry also did a nice job in that 24 car getting by. Cameron Haley on pit road now for some repairs. He took a pretty good shot in the side, 3.5 seconds behind Ben Rhodes right now. So I think at this point in the race, he's going to need a caution flag to try to contend for this thing.
When Chase Elliott won this race back in 2012, he started all the way back in 15th, and I remember Michael Self was pretty deep in the field too. I think he was further back than 10th, and both of those guys were able to charge through the field, but it appears that qualifying is a big deal here. The guys that have a great run in qualifying are able to keep that car underneath them, and obviously Ben Rhodes started second tonight, so he had a good race car right off the bat.
And just took 5 laps to go from the flagman there. There's Nick Drake. Impressive run by him. Started back in the 11th spot. There's Scott Heckert. A great run here. 8th is best finish in the series. Right now running 3rd, inside of 5 to go.
The big question will be, will the right side tires hold out for all of these drivers who were up front? They have been pushing it hard. Ben Rhodes with some really fast lap times here as we close in. He's trying to push it to the end.
He's got a big lead now. He doesn't need to take any chances. He has about a 3.5 second lead right now over the second place car of Nick Drake. Right now, the last thing he wants to see is a caution flag. Let's just run these last 3.5 laps out and get it over with.
Rhodes with a comfortable lead right now. You're right, he doesn't really need to push it in that Alpha Energy Solutions Chevrolet.
Trying to make it 2 out of 3. He won at Greenville, finished 2nd at Richmond, and now leading this thing.
Phil, I see a bit of smoke coming out of Jesse Little's number 97 there. He slows a bit, and Nick Drake will go down to the inside and take that spot. Hope that's not an engine issue.
Yeah, that's probably why Jesse's a little bit off the pace here. We saw him running up, right, knocking on the door of the top 5 early in the race, and now he's faded a little bit, so probably has some sort of an issue.
That time by the flag stand, Phil. 2 laps to go for Ben Rhodes.
Jack Sellers, the 5 car, moving way over, giving Ben Rhodes plenty of room here. Again, right now, Ben just wants this thing to go green the rest of the way. There's Nick Drake, our second place car. He's about 3.5 seconds behind right now. He has a comfortable margin over the 3rd place car of Scott Heckert.
Drake about 4/10 faster, but I think he's going to be out of time as the white flag goes in the air for car number 41.
That's good news for the 41 of Ben Rhodes. All he knows is the next flag's going to end this thing.
Hold it straight down the back straightaway. National Guard on the rear bumper of that car. Alpha Energy Solutions. It's a Turner Scott entry, and Ben Rhodes will come off at corner number 4. He is going to win the K&M Pro Series combo here at Iowa.
In dominating fashion, I would say. Nick Drake, though, a great run, finishing 2nd. Scott Heckert, career best 3rd.
Brody Kostecki was on the pole. He led the first few laps of this race. He is out after a hard crash, and once Ben Rhodes took the lead, he never looked back.
Pretty impressive performance by that young man. Continue to be impressed by him. He did a great job, as we mentioned earlier, in the truck races, debut at Martinsville.